Participatory research is research that's inclusive of people with a lived experience of an issue or a lived experience of a problem or very close expertise of that issue, being involved with things like the design of the research approach, the data collection, the data analysis, and ultimately the decisions about what sort of outputs come from a research project. So that may well be a journal article. A number of us are academics, but it may also be a briefing to government on an issue of the day. It may be posters and some kind of a campaign for public awareness of an issue. It may be marches in the streets. It may be nowadays something through the internet to communicate a message in quite simple terms through an infographic or the like. So it's about people involved and close to an issue making decisions and having power.
When we think about participatory research, one of the things that we also need to think about is that not everyone necessarily involved in participatory research is a researcher. So when Melissa talks about people with lived experience, it can involve people who have an interest or, as Melissa said, some expertise, which might actually just be their experience. And participatory research engages with people about their perspectives and their experience. So it's not just about researchers doing research. It's actually about people who have knowledge or experience of particular things that are being the topics that's being researched and bringing that to the table, but being part of some of the decisions and I guess the level of participation might vary. So there's a range of different types or specific types of methods that might be used in participatory research, but it's really about at points or across the research, people being involved and those who have some experience of the matter that's being researched, being part of, not just being subjects to the research, but being part of the processes and the decisions.
I find what Erica and Melissa have just said very helpful. I think also, just to add to what they've said, it's particularly good when there's complex systems and there's not a simple answer to something. So participatory research brings in the experience and it allows action to happen, which is why participatory action research is so powerful in the most complicated situations.
I think one of the strengths of it is that it actually values the experience that people bring. It doesn't assume that the researcher is expert, but actually values the various contributions that people might make to the process, which is I think traditionally research has been less cognizant of that. And I think with the emergence and the development and the increasing interest in participatory research, participatory action research, which actually then responds to that, is actually increasingly recognised that the range of expertise and the range of knowledges that people bring and allows the flexibility based on the different types of people who might be involved and might contribute in various ways.
I totally agree with that. And in our book, what we do point out is it allows people to have their voice heard. It's often people's voices that are not heard become a very important part of the conversation about what needs to happen in participatory action research.